Hey there guys, Portal Master 9351 here, and in this video I'm going to be talking about the pros and the cons of Skylanders, Superchargers, so I guess you could probably call this a review. I'm not going to give it a rating or anything like that, but just going to sort of discuss it, the pros and the cons. So we'll start with the pros. The first thing I have on here is that we have engaging vehicle zones. The vehicle zones are really nice, and they really... it's just, I love what they did with them and how unique and different each vehicle zone is from the other. You know, you go into one C zone and it's not the same as another C zone. It's all pretty unique, and I really like what they did with that. And I love how they actually impact the way the rest of the level plays, whether the traps will be engaged or not. It's just great. The final boss fight is wonderful, and I won't spoil anything, and this is really all I'm going to say about it. It's awesome. Get to it as fast as possible if you're not there yet. The narrative story is really good. You know, it's the most in-depth story in the entire history of Skylanders. You know, I really like what they did with the story. It's really all I can say about it. It's just, there was so much more depth to the story that's not been there before. Trap Team was just sort of, you know, you got the backstory, but then, okay, we're going to track these guys down. Nothing really else. There wasn't much at stake until the very end. And Swap Force could be kind of similar. That had an okay story. But really, SSA is the only other game that really challenges Superchargers in terms of story, narrative story. But, yeah, I do think it had the best one, and that's kind of a debated topic right now, but I think it had the best one, and so I'm going to count that as a pro. I love the unique levels. Every level was different from the other. Cloud Kingdom had that dynamic cloud system. The Cloud Breather Dragon level, you know, that was awesome with the gongs, and with the swaying of the dragon's back, you know, affecting the platforms. It was just wonderful how every level was very different from each other, and the Spellpunk library was wonderful. It is the best level in the whole franchise, I would say. It's got some wonderful, wonderful levels. It's got the best starter characters, and that's a personal opinion, but I think it's got the best starter characters. You know, Spitfire is so cool, and Donkey Kong is also very, very cool. I wish it was a ranged character that they put in there. It should have been Stormblade and Donkey Kong, so you'd have a ranged and a melee. But yeah, I love the starter pack characters. It's just wonderful. Excuse me. The improved Skystones is really, really nice. You know, we had that in Giants, and you know, at that point, it's just sort of, you have a stone, and depending on the number of pointy thingies on each side, it can take out the thing. And that's sort of evolved into more of something like Hearthstone. Simplified Hearthstone, essentially, is what it's turned into. Or Magic, whichever you're familiar with. Hopefully you're familiar with at least one of those, Magic Gathering or Hearthstone. But I love what they did with it last time, and what they did with it this time just made it even better with the unique abilities, and seriously, I hope that's something that's back in Skylanders 6, new and improved once again. So, Skystones Overdrive was awesome. Online, you listen! You do listen! You actually listen! Vicarious Visions listens. When we wanted jumping, they gave us jumping. When we wanted to play as Chaos, they let us play as Chaos. When we wanted online, they gave us online. The most requested feature ever. They gave us it. And there's so much more potential that could be unlocked with online, but still, with what they did in this game, as far as online is concerned, it was nice. I only want PvP. That's all I want. Give me online PvP. You know, I'm not too much into the racing genre as a whole, but if you give me PvP, I'm gonna play that PvP. I will play that PvP. So, little criticism there that, you know, we're getting closer to getting what we really need in the franchise online, but there's still a lot of potential. One of the other major pros is that there were fragmented levels. Rather than one 15-minute long level, or not, sorry, 1 hour long level, there were like 4 15-minute sub-levels or checkpoints in the each main level. And I really think that that is what allowed them to make such the unique dynamics for each level, and yet we're still able to keep it in a manageable time period because, Swap Force, the levels were so long just to play through one level. That's why I never wanted to go back through and fully complete it. It was just so long, but yeah, the fragmented levels was genius, and I hope they do that in games to come because that was really, really nice for me. Next up, for the cons. So, this is sort of being debated as well, but I would say that Superchargers doesn't have as much content. And by that I mean, it doesn't have time attack, or score mode, or arena challenges, etc., etc. It doesn't. Yes, it has quests. I'll give it that. But still, it's just not as much as Swap Force had. Swap Force still takes the cake for having the most content. They should have brought back... I started a whole thread on Dark Spyro, and it was titled Consistency versus Variety, talking about the things that change from game to game as far as Skylanders is concerned, and the things that stay the same. And I was saying that we need to start seeing consistent bonus modes, with more added on every year. I compared it to a person building a house. Imagine a rich person building a house. The house is pretty good, but then they're like, no, we need a better house. They tear that house down, they build another one. They enjoy it for a year. Tear this house down, build another one even bigger. Tear this house down, let's build it a different way. That's what they're doing right now. When what they should be doing is they should say, okay, let's build a, moderately, conservatively sized house, which is kind of what they did with SSA, and let's build onto this concept. Let's add a little room over here. Now let's make the attic where we can, live in it. Make it a spare bedroom. Oh, now let's go renovate the basement. Let's add this additional room on there for storage. Stuff like that. That's what they should be doing. Upgrading it every year. And with SSA, Giants, and Swap Force, they did that. But then, when it came to Trap Team, they tore down Swap Force's house and built Trap Team. And they just changed so many things. Then they completely tore down the Trap Team house and built Superchargers. And I don't like that. They need to be consistent with their content. That is my main con for this. Yeah. Next up, there are fewer places to actually explore in the game. You might be thinking, well, that's not true. I mean, we've got unique things to do in the game, but that's not necessarily what I'm talking about. We don't have a ton of, in the past games, you really have to hunt for stuff, like the hats and stuff, and that's going to be the next point that I make, as far as the hats are concerned. But, it just seemed like there were more items to find in each level, when in this one, it was just those random spin chests. Nothing else. Next up, talking about the random spin chest. Everything is random, and I don't like it. Why is everything random? Why did they do that? Yeah, I don't like that, in case you couldn't tell. I don't like the fact that I don't know where to get my soul gems from. It might be completely... It's not might be, it is completely random. I might be hunting for Spitfire's soul gem. I'm not going to be able to get that until the game decides to give it to me. It's going to take me for freaking ever to actually get what I want. And that's a problem. That really is a problem. I hope you get the Jetstream hat really early because it's really effective in speeding up my slow-moving characters, so I really do hope you get that one soon, right off the bat. But yeah, I don't like the random loot. In some ways I do, and in some ways I don't. The way, in my opinion, they should do random loot is that you should find the soul gems and the hats in certain, or not the hats, sorry. Find the soul gems in specified places and other things like that in specified places. But give us more gear. to give our characters. Not just hats, but, you know, other things as well. Bring back trinkets, but actually give them stat boosts. And have us actually hunt for them, like an RPG would. You know, you wouldn't, you know, you have to grind levels to get them. And I'm okay as far as gear is concerned, but as far as the soul gems are concerned, we need a reliable place to get that. We don't need that hidden away. So, yeah. The next one is the scarcity of gear bits. It's very hard to upgrade your land vehicles. It's not easy. Honestly, the best places to do that are the Vault of the Ancients and the final level. There's not really any other place to get gear bits. I mean, seriously, must be like 75% of all the gear bits I got are from those last couple of levels. It's really, really weird, and I don't necessarily like that the gear bits are so hard to find for the land vehicles. The other vehicles, I actually think it's easier to find them for the sky vehicles than the sea vehicles. The sea vehicles are the hardest ones to find. I don't know. Maybe that's just my luck, but yeah, just complain about that. The final complaint I have about the game is that we don't see unique vehicle upgrades. I was expecting that. I mean, yeah, we have mods, and I think that mods were a step in the right direction. But we just don't see unique upgrades. Like, I was expecting that we take a Hot Streak, and as we upgrade Hot Streak, its abilities change. We unlock a third move for Hot Streak, and he gets better as we go. And I had thought at one point it was said that they would have soul gems, and they don't. Which kind of, it's a bit upsetting that we only have 5 standardized attack upgrades and 5 standardized defense upgrades. There's no real sense of upgrade. I mean, the thing I like about the Skylanders is that as you level them up and buy them upgrades, you see them progress as a figure and a character. You gain more versatility with them. They gain a larger array of attacks, and what you can do with them, just their general moveset grows, and you don't get to see that with the vehicles. Their power just increases, and I don't really like that. But anyways, that's just me listing off my personal thoughts about the pros and the cons of Skylanders Superchargers. Going to see very many more of these videos coming up soon. Gameplay, seriously, it is a very high priority of mine. Just letting you guys know that. Thanks for watching, everybody. This has been Portal Master 9351. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye!